Spending time together is one of the greatest gifts families can give to one another. Not only does quality time strengthen and build family bonds, but it also provides a sense of belonging and security for every family member. Research has shown that when families engage and enjoy activities together, children not only learn important social skills, but also have higher self esteem. As a parent, you play a key role in cultivating and protecting these family bonds. But building strong family connection doesn't always happen naturally. In our hectic day to day lives, our schedules are filled with work, school, after school activities, community service, doctor's appointment, and more. Thus, it can be challenging to find quality family time and increase bonding between family members. It takes a concerted effort and energy to carve out time for your family. If you want to make this firm foundation a reality in your family, we would be happy to share a few tips. Sister Donalyn Jones and Jerice Webster will now focus on some creative ways that are age appropriate to engage your family members and further strengthen bonds. Sister Jones and Webster.
Welcome to our activity table. Today, we are going to share with you some age appropriate games and activities that we can use to strengthen our family bonds, create stronger family bonds for ages 4 to 7, K to 2. And we know that a family that plays together stays together, and at this particular age, children learn through play and they are very impressionable. So we want to make sure that we spend time with our children. And so what we have to share with you this evening, myself and Sister Webster, are some games that you can actually use during your family time with your children. And family time should not just be limited to in the bedroom or in the living room, but you can actually find some time in nature where you can go and spend some time with your children. Now, what I have here this evening, I have some puzzles, and this will help to encourage independent thinking, help to build their fine motor skills. And you can actually get some reading and so on done from these puzzles. They learn the phonics, pictures, and the children always enjoy puzzles, putting puzzles together. It's very engaging, it's time consuming as well. So that can be one of your activities for family time. Also, we have a memory game, and this can actually encourage critical thinking in our children. Very interesting and exciting game for our children K to 2. Also have for reading, the children like to see things, and so when we're doing these activities with them, we want to find interesting books, and so they like pop-up books, flip books, and this encourages interaction, word recognition, expression, and a whole lot of things that skills that the children can actually learn from this particular book or books. We also have some flashcards where children really learn through play. So, while we are teaching them their numbers, we're engaging in number recognition, we are also engaging in play, and that's the fun part of it for them. And so colors, pictures, they like bright colors, they like pictures. It will hold their attention. Not for long though, because we know that the attention span is quite limited. So we want to find fun activities for them to do that will actually hold them for a little while. We also have rhyme time, and some of these things can be locally bought, and this you can actually get from the reading room that is locally done. And this this also is a good game, interactive game for our children, teaching them how to rhyme words and all that. And also, also, you don't have to buy everything because we can make our games, and this is a treasure hunt. Okay, most people have papers at home, you have markers, you may have disposable plates, and that's all you need to create a treasure hunt. And children like these kind of activities, go hunt for something. They learn their numbers, and all it teaches them direction and a whole host of things that they can actually learn from this particular game. If you cannot afford to buy, you don't have an excuse because you can make your own. And as a matter of fact, you can engage the children in helping you to make the games as well. They would love that. We also have the children like to paint, they like to draw, and all that. So we have some art activities as well for them. Painting with the sand, they learn their colors, window art painting, little projects that you can engage them with. So there are a whole host of things that we can actually do to enhance our family time with them. And don't take it for granted that the children don't care about spending time with us. They really do. And so we'd want to make it an important part of our week. We may not be able to do it every day because, of course, we have busy schedules, but we want to make sure that we plan for our children so that they can be engaged too. And in doing that, we create stronger family bonds in our families. Now I'll turn you over to Sister Webster, who is going to deal with another age group.
All right, thank you so much. So I'll be dealing with grades 3 to 6, and the ages range from 8 to 12. Now, on this side of the table, it may look very colorful, very interactive, because we know the younger children, they love color, anything that strikes out at them. But the older ones, they too enjoy the same. And even though they may be older, it still doesn't mean that some of these things won't interest them. Because when I think about the art activities, for example, my daughter is very fascinated with painting at her age, but these can also be used for the older children. It encourages fine motor skills for a child my daughter's age, or 4 and up. But also for the older ones, it can keep them very engaged too by painting with sand. This is a very nice activity here. The cards allow them to take off the stickers, and it's a sticky material under there. So when they put the sand on, it sticks, and they can paint with sand, and it doesn't always have to be liquid. Another thing that still engages children that are a little older is puppet shows. You can't go wrong with a puppet show. It encourages their activity. It stimulates their creativity. They can use cardboard boxes. They can put on an interactive show for you as a family, and it can be a very enjoyable experience. I also have some other things such as brain games. Now, this container has a lot of questions in here that require critical thinking. Y'all can solve these things together. It can even be taken wherever you go. You can have it in a car while you're driving. You can be interacting with different games and so on. These different ones here too, these are called Spot-Its. You can find them in our local stores as well as online. These activities encourage critical thinking once again. It's very fast-paced. They have to match the different cards in a certain time frame, and the person that matches the most cards, of course, they would win. Blink is another one that does that same thing. It helps with memory and processing skills. So this one, for example, if you can see the triangles that are on here, you can have the child say the shape that comes in order after each one, or maybe even shout the color that comes in order after each card. So if they're saying red, triangle, circle, green, So they are doing different processing skills by using an activity such as blink cards. Also, the older they get, the more they may want to be on their devices, but you can also steer them in the right direction because, as our colleagues mentioned before, we have to be careful of what content they are looking at. And our home is the first school, and we are like their first teachers. So we can also find printable material on the World Wide Web that they can use. This is a game for common and proper nouns, something that they learn in school at all different ages, come right up. These here are teaching them time activities here with worded questions. This is another one. Once you laminate them, they can become dry erase. So you can teach your sons and daughters about learning time, writing the different times that are displayed on the cards. These are little activity bingo cards that can also be used for language lessons. Also something as simple as a beach ball, very affordable, at least $1.99 in our local stores. You can use these for spelling activities, for example, or if you're encouraging them to learn their timetables, you can write 13 times 6 on these different, sections of the ball. And when you throw it to them, whatever their finger lands on, they would have to tell you what is 4 times 6 or 5 times 5 to encourage their memory of their timetable. And even though some of these that I'm about to mention are not on the table, we also have things like crossword puzzles, word searches. If you've ever heard about Sudoku puzzles, these are mathematical puzzles which encourage the children to insert numbers, so it helps with their math skills. With regard to learning their timetables, because what we find with children of this age, they're not taking the time to learn their timetables. So you can have the child stick it up in different areas of the home, whether it's on the fridge, in the bathroom, right above the shower, in their bedroom, wherever it needs to be so that they're always practicing their multiplication skills. Another thing I would encourage too is even audio tapes. They can be played in the house to encourage your children to be better listeners. They can take notes about things that they hear. Another thing could be kitchen activities, baking and cooking. So everything doesn't have to be centered around a screen. You can also go outdoors and have beach days. There's gardening, different activities that you can do outside, sports. You can have a little basketball game, whatever it takes. And I mentioned before some art activities because I am a fond believer of creating or allowing your children to be creative. So that would include the puppet shows, the painting, the drawing, anything that would stimulate their creativity, I would think would be an excellent idea. So I think we basically covered just about all the activities that you could do, and there's still more at home with your children. And this is another very good one too, with building blocks for the younger children. They can use their colors, they can build different things.
Gross motor skills.
Fine motor skills, all of the above. So that is basically some ideas, some tips that you can use at home with your families, at home, outdoors. And these are the ages that you can do these activities for.
And can big people enjoy these as well, Sister Webster?
I definitely do.
Yes.
I enjoy every moment of playing with my daughter or giving her something to do and watching her spend endless time. Like this one, for example. This is painting with water. This little device here, you can put water in it. It has a little paintbrush at the end. And she just sits for hours and watches the blank paper come to life. And when it dries, she can do it all over again. So there are many different things out there that can increase or better the family bonds. We just have to take the time to spend with our children, and we definitely won't regret it.
And even though we are not doing the activities ourselves, just our presence, is important to them.
Definitely.
Yes.
So thank you. for sharing this activity table with us. And we hope that you can not only find the time, but also be creative. Make
Yes.
some things, or maybe even purchase one or two things and enjoy your time with your family.
Man.